Hello truckers and welcome back. This is Chris from Test Drive and today we're going to be checking over Season 12 of Snowrunner. So in this video we will be briefly touching over all of the latest updates and new features included in the Season 12. So if you did buy the Year Free Pass, this will be readily available right now. However, if you did miss out on the Year Free Pass, then it will cost you a little bit of money. I'm not too sure how much, but if I know Snowrunner is not going to be breaking the bank. But before we jump into the video, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and of course get yourself subscribed so that you stay in the know with all of the latest Snowrunner and Expeditions news. But with all that being said and done, let's jump in and let's go trucking. So before we actually jump into the game, I do want to point out that we have a new loading screen. So this looks very much like the dam on Michigan. However, it is part of the new maps. I can confirm that it is actually at a new location. So let's jump in, let's start a new game, and let's see what's in store. So the first thing that I wanted to start with on this update is the fact that we do get two brand new trucks. The first one here being a FEM 37 AT. It is a heavy truck and it's going to cost $208,600. So it is quite pricey in the grand scheme of it. The power to weight ratio is going to start at a B+. The durability is also going to start at an A+. Fuel consumption is a B-, but it does have a fuel capacity of 340, so it's got a good chunk of fuel, even though it's going to be burning quite a lot. Suspension type is going to be stock. The tyre type is going to be mud tyres at 71 inches. All-wheel drive is going to be always on, and diff lock is going to be capable. So let's buy the truck. Let's deploy it back at our garage. Let's go through the customization options that we have so far. We do have a wide selection of engines. We only have the best engine available to us right now. The others are going to be unlocked in Tame and in North Carolina. The gearbox is going to be locked for now. That is also in Alaska and Wisconsin. So it does look like we need to explore all of the other maps to find all of these upgrades. The suspension is going to be stock. We only get mud tires for this truck, so let's just put on the best mud tires we can find. The winches are going to be the usual stock winches. Let's just go with the advanced heavy. Diff lock is going to be engageable at some point, but we do need to find that unlock in North Carolina. The snorkel, we do have the usual short and tall snorkel, so we're going to put on the tallest we can. And frame add-on, so you can have the big heavy crane, you can also have a loading crane, you can also have the trunk repair supplies if you so wish. So this truck is quite unique in the fact that it can have a extra long body. So it does have a 4-slot cargo side bed that you can attach. So we're going to do that right away. And the rest are not really extended. They're the usual size, which is a bit of a shame. But you can have a loading crane and the long sideboard bed. So you can have 3-slot cargo beds with a loading crane if you are doing hard mode. In terms of the visuals, we have a couple of sun visors. Just going to go with that one, why not? So the rooftop, we can have a cage, so let's stick that on. We can also have the roof fender, which is going to take off the cage. Let's take off the cage. Still that. Let's have the fender for now. We can have a bit of a reinforced bar on the front bumper. Can't have anything on the top if we can have that fender. Exhaust is pretty standard, really. There's not really anything too much. So in terms of colors, so the good thing about choosing a different color is that you can actually change the color of the sideboard bed. So we're going to go with that because that looks really good. Do like the look of that. Right, let's take it out for a bit of a spin, shall we? Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So it does have an articulation right there in the middle. So the turning circle should be pretty good with this thing. And now the first thing I always do when I get a new vehicle is see what trailers it can get. So let's check that real quick. We can have a normal trailer with this sideboard bed on the back. However, I'm pretty sure if you take the loading crane and the shorter side beds, I'm pretty sure you cannot take a trailer at the same time. That is just something to bear in mind. But let's take it for a quick off-road tour. This is a brand new start, so you can see all of the stuff in Michigan ready to get going. It does have a pretty good turning circle, as you can see. So I'm going to just be quiet for a second so you can actually listen to the truck. Beautiful. Well, it copes really well with that piece of mud. Actually, there's quite a lot of trucks that I usually get stuck down there, but that is going to do it for the first truck. So let's head back on into the store and let's talk about truck number 2 included in the season 12 update. That is going to be the MTB 8106 rock grinder. So it's a new Scout. It's going to cost just under $20,000. The power to weight ratio starts at a C+, the durability starts at a B-, and the fuel consumption starts at an S. However, it does only have a fuel capacity of 80 litres, so it is going to be very fuel economic, at least right now with the engines that we have. But it doesn't look like it has a very big fuel capacity, so that might be a problem. We'll have to wait and see on that one. The suspension type is going to be stock. The tyre type is going to be all-terrain, so it does come with pretty decent all-terrain tyres. The all-wheel drive is going to be always on, and the diff lock is going to be capable. So it does look like it's going to be a pretty decent truck. I mean, with a name like Rock Grinder, you would expect that. But let's jump in and see what sort of customizations we can get. So this is all going to be in North America. You've got one in North Carolina and the usual engines in Michigan. We can upgrade the engine right now. We also have a few gearboxes that we can find in Michigan and Wisconsin. The suspension, so we can get the crawler suspension, but that's going to be in North Carolina. We can also get race suspension in North Carolina. But not many upgrades you can get off the bat. So you've got the usual highway and all-terrain and off-road tires. Does it get mud tires? It does. So we're just going to stick with the normal mud tires for now, the 35 inches. We have to wait before we can get the 36 inches. It does also get chains, I just noticed down there in the bottom. So you can take this one to Alaska if you so wish. So winches, it does get the autonomous winch, so we're going to stick that one on. Otherwise, it's just the usual winches we get with all the trucks. Engageable diff lock is going to be an upgrade that we find in North Carolina. Spare wheel, can take a spare wheel, but we're going to leave that for now. We're going to actually take it off, because I don't know if that's going to affect taking a trailer. It does have a tow bar. Actually, we'll leave it on, see if we can take a trailer with the spare wheel. Going to get the tallest snorkel. And now frame add-ons, it can get a safety cage, so we might as well get that. And it also gets a good decent chunk of trunk repairs. So that's going to be 150 repair points, 1 spare wheel, and 130 in fuel. So let's put that on. Let's see what sort of visuals we can get for this thing. We can get a few different rear bumpers. I'm kind of liking the first one, if I'm honest, although that one does have nice mud flaps. No, I'm going to go for that one. That looks a little bit more professional. In terms of front bumpers, we can get the Defender or the Fog Lighter. I think I prefer the Defender. Yeah, that one looks a little bit too frog-like. I don't know why, it just does. Get an angled sun visor, why not? Get some side pipe thresholds, or we can get some lightweight thresholds. And the rims we don't really care about. In terms of colours, you've got all of the stock colours as usual. And down here we have the two tones, that's quite nice, the black and purple. Do quite like that. Orange and red's not really a big fan. That is the stock, so you got blue, white and reds. I'm kind of liking the black and purple, if I'm honest. Yeah, let's go with the black and purple. And then you've got all of the usual decorations, which we don't care about. So let's take it out, give it a bit of a test drive. But of course, we do need to check out what sort of trailers we can get for this truck. It does look like installed add-ons or trailers block attachment. So if we go back into the garage real quick and we take off the spare wheel, take that off, because we do already have a spare wheel on the roof, so we don't technically need it. That way, are we actually going to be able to tow a trailer? So it looks like you can't actually have a spare wheel on the back if you want to take a trailer, which is fair enough. Right, let's take it for a little bit of a test drive. Take it through the same mud, see how well it copes. Unfortunately, it is quite foggy here in Michigan. But yeah, like I said, it does have the always all-wheel drive. That is definitely going to help off the bat. Unfortunately, the diff lock though is something that you do have to find in North Carolina, which of course is the new map. So we are going to be going over to North Carolina. But let me shut up so that you can actually appreciate this truck in all of its glory. Beautiful. It actually copes really well through that mud. It was a bit slow, but that's to be expected. We don't have very good ground clearance. I mean, the stock ground clearance is actually pretty good on this truck already. But of course, we don't have the better suspensions. Yeah, that is going to do it for the two new trucks. So we had the FEM and now we have the MTB. So two brand new trucks which are looking pretty decent actually, I'm not going to lie. But let's move on over to another truck which has had a bit of an upgrade. And that is going to be the Kenworth W990. So this has had a bit of an upgrade as well. Before the upgrade, the diff lock was engageable. However, as you can see right now, the diff lock has been switched to always on. You don't need to worry about the diff lock as you're going through some of these harsh swamps. However, with a lack of all-wheel drive, you can see all-wheel drive is still not available for this truck. It does limit it in some aspects. Diff lock is definitely going to help, of course, but how much is yet to be determined. So that's going to be it for this truck as we run into a pole. But let's jump back into the garage and see what else we got. So next up, we are moving to the KSR Bandit. So this has had a bit of a weird, but probably a welcome upgrade, according to the community. So this has had the tires upgraded. As you can see, we do have doubles at the back here. But I'm pretty sure there were other trucks that had the option to have doubles now. I couldn't really find out any information about that. But right now, at least we know the KSR Bandit, you can have doubles instead of balloon tires. They're only up to all-terrain, so you can have them for off-road and all-terrain. But of course, the mud tires, you are going to have the balloon tires. But yeah, that's enough about the Bandit. Let's go check out the new map. So here we are in the brand new region in North Carolina. We do have 4 brand new maps. So we have the Pipeline Bay, we have Reactive Zone, we have Flatland and Overo Hills. So let's jump into Pipeline Bay, jump into the garage and have a quick little look at the first map. So here we are in North Carolina. Let's have a look at the map real quick. So here we are at the garage. We have a pretty good sized dock down here. As you can see, it's a pretty decent sized map. We haven't really uncovered much of it as of right now. But I will be releasing another video with a first look at the new maps, seeing if we can get a bit more unlocked and possibly getting over to the other maps as well. So make sure you are subscribed if you want to check that out. But as of right now, we can't really do anything. We'll have a little bit of an explore down this road, but we're not going to be able to go to any of the newest maps right now. So let's take a bit of a drive. As you can see here at the garage, looks like a warehouse market area down there. So that is interesting. Oh, this is the rock crawler that we are taking out. Might as well test the new truck on the newest maps. We've got a bit of a satellite dish up there on the hill. So yeah, this is going to be a summer region, so I'm thinking that the weather's going to be pretty good. It's going to be nice and bright, nice and green as well. So for those that are following my hard mode playthrough, we are currently in Russia, where the visibility is quite poor. Seems to be fog every single day. So this makes quite a nice change for me. We're back on the roads, and this is of course stock. We haven't been able to get any of the upgrades for this particular truck as of right now, so we're just taking a nice little cruise through the countryside. Be careful of falling rocks. Gotcha, sir. Those are probably the fallen rocks that we're talking about. Oh, I do see a truck up here. What do you think this truck is going to be? It's going to be a rescue one that we get to keep. Excuse me, what are you doing, sir? That is going to be a cat. Looks like it's run out of fuel. So deliver to the unloading area. The caterpillar and 4 cement, which I'm gonna guess is on the trailer. Yeah. Okay, well that is certainly interesting. Does it require any fuel? It does require fuel. Does it require any repairs? No, it is fully repaired. Beautiful stuff. Let's just go and have a look down at this bridge before we move on. It does look very pretty, doesn't it? Look at all that. Does look very pretty. But yeah, let's move on and see what else we've got in store. So speaking of the cat, we did take the cat out of the garage, one of the DLC cats, just sitting here at the boatyard here, because we do have a couple of trailers to go through. So you can see we have the high saddle attached to the cat, and as we look behind us, we do have a new cargo to deliver. So let's try and attach to this trailer. So this is going to be the turbo generator data trailer. One of a new kind in the latest update in season 12. So this is the stock cat. I haven't done any upgrades to it at all. But this is a giant trailer. But this particular cargo is for a specific mission. So it's not a cargo that you can just pick up at any location. It's currently attached to the trailer, so you can't detach it and just use the trailer. But that is the first trailer that has been added to the game. So the next thing to have a quick look at is there has come a new trailer. So if we go through these, so before we had the wide flatbed semi-trailer, we now have the wide flatbed 3-axle semi-trailer. So let's stick that on, because we also have 2 brand new cargoes also added during the season 12 update. There it is, the data buoy. So that's going to be a 2-slot cargo. But that is not all. We do also have the multi-stage pump, which is also a 2-slot cargo. So there you go. That is all of the biggest and latest updates included within the season 12. But here is going to be a full list of all of the patch notes included in update 28. If you do want to read this, I highly recommend stopping the video. I will just scroll down quickly so you can see all of the latest patch updates. But that is going to do it for this video. So do let me know down in the comments what you are thinking about this update. But that is going to do it for me. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and of course get yourself subscribed to stay in the know with all of the latest Snowrunner and Expeditions updates. But yeah, that will do it for me. A massive thank you for watching and for liking, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!